body shop
We're in
done.
the jail,
Okay,
we're
well,
using their
it's-
spare labor. So I'm
Exactly.
assuming,
Okay.
you know, that might make an ass out of you and me, but I'm pretty sure the Bay Area stats.
Well,
would
what
track
happens when
the
you say,
same way.
I presume? Then you make a...
Presume instead of assume?
Yeah. Welcome to the Best of Investing. I'm Edward Brown, your host. Here's our format. A bunch of guys sitting around a bar. There's no bar. Having drinks. There's no drinks either. But we're talking business, and you, the audience, are listening in. The Best of Investing is actually a radio show that has been around since August 2010, and it airs every Saturday on Fox News Radio, 9:10 a.m. at 1 p.m. Now, we're not a political show. We're strictly business, so everyone will be happy with that. Remember, I'm Edward Brown, wishing you the best of investing. Are you ready? Let's go. Now, last year we had a fantastic guest on, Gigi Bebo, who was here to help us with job recruiting, and it was so much fun we decided to have her back. And before I introduce her, I got to go through a couple of the fun interview resume type things, blunders that people did. You guys ready?
Yep.
Ready.
All right, this one guy put on, graduated on the top 66% of my class. Oh, that. Or here's another, finished 8th in a class of 10. Woohoo! Okay, married, 8 children, prefer frequent travel. I love that one. Okay, let's see what other ones here. Accomplishments, completed 11 years of high school. Boy, is that guy done? It only took me 6 years. And then I like this one too. Keep this resume on top of the stack. Use all others to heat your house. Right in the fireplace.
Clever.
Okay, just a couple more, and then we'll introduce Gigi here. Okay, personal interests: donating blood, 14 gallons so far. And yeah, I hope not all at once. That wouldn't be good. Let's see here. Reason for leaving last job. They insisted that all the employees get to work by 8:45 a.m. every morning. I couldn't work under those conditions. And then here's the last one here. Okay, references: none. I've left a path of destruction behind me everywhere I've worked. All right, Gigi, what are we going to talk about today?
How not to write a resume.
How not to write a resume. Well, thank you for inviting me. It's always great to be with you guys. It's always a lot of fun. And I wanted to talk a little bit about people who are still searching for jobs in the new economy. I think that maybe a year and a half ago, people thought that it was going to be short-lived. And what we're finding is it's long-lived.
It's a long-lived one.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's get right into the questions, because I know our listeners are going to be very interested to hear these questions.
Well, what do you think the most effective way for people to look for a job is in this economy?
Well, I've been through lots of economies. So in this economy, what I'm finding is there's a lot of people looking still. I think the unemployment numbers are falsely on the low side. And people who are marginally employed or have just taken something, or all the self-employed people whose businesses crashed, and the unemployment number is just a number of people receiving benefits, and a lot of people receive benefits that have run out, etc. So unemployment's higher than what they say.
Yeah.
And I think but businesses still need good people. So the question then becomes, how do you separate yourself out from the other hundreds of people applying for work?
Yeah, because a lot of people just think if I send out a certain amount of resumes a day, then I'm doing my job, but why don't you say something about that?
Well, it used to be that. I mean, you could set a goal that I'm just going to apply for 10 jobs every day. And that out of that, somebody's going to call me and I'm going to get an interview. And what I've found is that people are finding jobs in this new economy the way they did before the last economy, and that was by face-to-face, by connections, by talking to people, actually talking to actual real people, by going to coffee, by asking people for informational interviews. And the more people you get in front of, the better you're going to be.
Okay.
So
let me move on to the next one here, if I could, because we've got a whole list of great questions for you. Sorry. What if I took a job that is 50% of what I used to make? Should I keep looking for a better position?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I think that a lot of us, I'll say, are happy to be working.
Yeah.
And because of everything that's happened, our expenses are probably lower than they used to be. So we were able to take a job making half what we used to make and still almost being able to get the ends to
Especially
come together.
for cutting expenses.
Right.
Yeah, so, excuse me, Gigi, what's working in this new economy and what's no longer working for job seekers? What do you suggest they try that's different?
I think getting someone to look at your resume, I think the quality of your resume is more important than it's ever been. I think the way you present yourself in the email that goes out to that employer is more important than it's ever been, that you position yourself for success. You can't just be fluffy, you can't be cooler, you can't act cool and silly and think that you're going to get hired in this economy.
Yeah.
I think it's almost more of an inside job now than it used to be. It used to be you just do all these certain things and you can get a position. Today, I think that you really have to take care of yourself. You really have to beat back the gremlins of discouragement. I think you really have to monitor what's happening on the inside because that's going to reflect how you present yourself by email or in person to someone.
Okay, well, that kind of moves me on to this one. Okay, what about ageism? What are the clues to employers about my age, i.e., like a job history going back to 1980, an AOL address, which I still have, because my kids tease me about being so old that, when I was in high school, history was only a 15-minute class because there wasn't too much history before I was born.
Well, one of the things that shows how old you are is if you're over 30, I always say never put the age that you graduated from college, never put that you graduated in 1982 from college. I think that nobody cares. It doesn't even matter if you've been working for 40 years. Nobody cares what happened more than 20 years ago, so never put anything on your resume older than 1990. I think having an AOL address, present company accepted.
So thank you. Yeah,
But I just think Yahoo, Hotmail, and AOL are not good addresses. All the young candidates all have Gmail.
Gmail, yeah.
And I think it's very easy, and you need to make sure that your email is not like toommuchwine@gmail.com. You want to, or partygirl at Yahoo.
Partygirl at Yahoo.
Path of destruction at Gmail, yes.
Yeah, that's right, just like that guy. Also, I guess for ageism, don't put inaugural class from Harvard, right?
Or from Exeter or whatever, absolutely.
What's the role of LinkedIn these days in one's job search?
I love LinkedIn, and I think if you're looking for work and you don't have LinkedIn, you need to get it right away. And you don't have to have the upgraded service. You can use it free, but you really need to work that to connect to people. Why? Because you can have 1,000 connections on LinkedIn and not find a job. And the reason is because people are overlinked and underconnected. A lot of people think I'm on LinkedIn, I have 1,000 links, and yet you're still unemployed. And that's because you've built yourself a tool that you haven't used. The only purpose of LinkedIn is to connect with people, to get in front of people. So I use LinkedIn in my business to say, I didn't realize you're the coach of my boys' team and you're the head tax guy at Genentech. Can you introduce me to the person in HR? Absolutely. So I didn't get business from the tax guy, but I can use the tax guy to get into the person who is hiring.
Does that mean you should just accept everyone's LinkedIn invitation?
I do.
Okay.
Unless they just look like a total goofball, then
they're just trying to set a record. Okay.
And now you mentioned resumes, and everybody's sitting home working up their resumes. And what about using a professional to help do the resume?
Well, I do resumes as part of my service that I offer to candidates. And I specialize in people changing careers because a lot of people used to be one thing and now they're something else. And it's a flat fee of $200. But the point is, don't be in charge of your resume. Let other people look at it. If you have a friend who's a hiring manager, let them look at it. If you have a friend who's great with words, don't be in charge of your own resume. And in particular, if you have somebody who's in HR or who hires, let them give you the straight scoop on what they think about it.
All right, we are going to cut to our first commercial break. And remember, it's Name That Cartoon Voice. We're going to have some fun with this one. Okay, so here's the first trivia question. Mike Myers does the voice and might say, "Oh, donkey, can't we discuss this over a pint?" Which, by the way, since Gigi's here, and we're talking about the economy and resumes and all that, and it gets sometimes a little depressing. We have to kind of add some levity, so I figured cartoon voices would be good. All right, so Mike Myers does this voice and might say, "Oh, donkey, can't we discuss this over a pint?" All right, all together now, who said that? Shrek. All right. Okay, I must have done a good job on that one. All right, and Gigi, let's get right back into what you do, because you are you help people with resumes, executive recruiting, and such. Okay, here you call this the inside job. How do you keep from being completely beaten down in this economy? What do you want? How do you watch the news and just keep going? From going back to bed, which reminds me that I read the comics all the time because that's about the only news that's not depressing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, all I can say is if you're looking for work, it's very easy to be discouraged.
Oh yeah.
And to really, you sort of fold in on yourself. And so if you're looking for work, you need to really be mindful to take care of your thinking. Because if you're beaten down, if you feel depressed, you're not going to make a good impression on email or on voicemail or in person.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Well, I can imagine, looking like Eeyore going in for an interview, going, you don't want to hire me, do you?
And it's really hard. And I just think that in other economies, if you had skills and education and a good job history, you could pretty much pick something up in a couple months. They used to say 1 month for every 10,000 that you make, so 80,000 would be 8 months.
Wow.
And for me, it's about 4 days.
But a lot of people who used to make 80 are now making 44 and feeling, bad about themselves. And going back to your earlier question, it's okay to keep looking for the 80K job. One of the truths that was true in the old economy and the new one is that people want to hire people who are working. Companies just love to steal somebody from a competitor. So I think if you have taken a job beneath what you used to do, then keep looking for what you used to do.
Yeah, but okay, if I'm the employer though, and I see that you used to make 80,000, and all I can afford to pay is 50,000, isn't there going to be a part of me that's going to go, "Dude, this person's not going to be with me for a long time"?
Yes, but if you can get an 80K worth of experience for 50K, then you're also, as a business owner, mindful that you're trying to get the most for the least.
Or just or let them know maybe eventually they can make 80 again.
Right.
So Gigi, wouldn't this be a good time for someone who's unemployed to maybe practice some personal development? I know that a lot of people in this economy are taking the opportunity to maybe improve their skills or their leadership skills. There's an awful lot of really good gurus out there that are worth reading some of their material. What do you advise clients on that?
I tell people to just be careful that garbage in, garbage out. Watch what you watch what you listen to, watch what you read, and to really be careful that you want to read things that are positive and be around positive people. And there are so many personal development gurus out there. I love the book Think and Grow Rich. I still think it's a classic. It's a tiny little book. I think you can get it for $2.50 on Amazon. And it's a beautiful, beautiful book about the value of minding your thinking and going into mastermind groups, getting with other people who are also looking for work.
By the way, there's another website, half.com, which is an offshoot of eBay, and you can get books there really, really cheap.
Half.com.
Half.com. So when you're going into an interview and you say garbage in, garbage out, don't be wearing like a headset, listening to rap music if you're going for the executive job. And dancing while you're going into the receptionist. I want to speak to the boss.
Well, a lot of times in the interviews, they'll ask you what's the last book you read. And I just think it's important. There's a lot of great books out there. There's a great book called A Year of Thank Yous about a guy who was an attorney, and his business was awful, and the business he did have, they weren't paying him, and it was just pitiful.
Wow.
And what he did was he committed to writing 365 thank you letters in a year, one per day, and it's his personal memoir of the transformation in his life just from doing that.
My last book was Harold and the Purple Crayon. I think that's still a classic. Or I guess the last book you don't want to say is How I Killed My Last Boss. Well, Welcome! You're listening to the Best of Investing on News Talk 910, sponsored by Pacific Trade Exchange. You know our show. It's where we present valuable information about real estate, the financial markets, and other economic business of the day. For those of you listening for the first time, here's our format. A few guys sitting around a bar having drinks. Hey, did you guys bring the drinks? No drinks today. Talking with business with you, the audience listening in. I'm your host, Edward Brown, and I'm honored to have as my co-host Mark Hanf of Pacific Private Money, California's fastest growing private lender, and Robert Schiff of who is the mortgage guru of RPM Mortgage. Our phone number is 888-912-1190. Write that number down, 888-912-1190, because you're going to use that number to answer the trivia questions for 3 vacations given away during each commercial break. That's right, we're giving away 9 vacations during this show. The vacations are sponsored by Lighthouse Resort and Marina, located 1 hour northeast of San Francisco. The vacations are free. Their only request is a $75 cleaning fee to cover housekeeping expenses. Such a deal. Their website is lighthouse4fund.com. You can reach them at 916-777-5511. And today's trivia theme is, guys, everyone's all pumped up, superheroes.
All right.
All right. Our website is bestofinvesting.com. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube by typing Best of Investing Radio Show. And now you can start watching us on TV because we are on Comcast 26 at noon on Saturdays and 6 p.m. on Sundays. Quick reminder again, World Wraps in Corte Madera is still giving our listeners a free smoothie with purchase of a wrapper bowl. If you mention the Best of Investing, go there for lunch today. They have the best wraps in town. Don't forget to mention the Best of Investing for your free smoothie. And today's guest is Stefan Piscano, who specializes in real estate auctions. Stefan, welcome to the Best of Investing.
Hey guys, great to be with you.
All right.
Stefan, I understand you're about to launch a new website. What's it called and what's it all about?
Yes, sir. Well, you caught me on a pretty exciting day. For about the last year and a half, we've been developing a new website that's going to be called RealBay.com. It's actually an online real estate marketplace and social network that allows users to add properties to the site with live bidding auctions, fixed price listings. It also has a fully functional social network as well that allows you to connect with real estate professionals on a global level.
Wow, so